Yeah, sure. So just to expand, I mean, again, in watching video, we had a number of days prior to, the playoffs starting. So, again, I was using video as a resource to just kind of get better and feel better. And I didn't really feel too great about where I was mentally. When the regular season ended, I feel like I wanted more at bats. I was, in many ways nervous because I was like, am I really ready for this stage in the playoffs? So I'm watching video and just noticing just a very tense, I'm squeezing the bat very intensely. And, like as an athlete, I know myself really well. I've been doing this, being an athlete for a really long time. So, when I tense up, mentally, physically, it shows very clearly on video. So, my forearms were like ripping, my neck veins were popping out. I was underbiting. This was all prior to the swing taking place, so I guess the anxiety, the buildup, the desire to do well, all these things are kind of manifesting like in that like short window before I want to like just explode as an athlete. And I've learned that, softer, relaxed, more loose muscles are obviously much more firing, much more powerful. And honestly, they're more, correct in my swing. And I didn't see any of that in the video. So I was sending some video out. Everybody was saying the same thing. I keep a very tight circle with the people that I send video to. I don't want to go too many far places. So, it kind of dawned on me that, because I've done some work in the past in New York City with my people from motion. And, a lot of this stuff with jaw placement and the way your jaw sits when you're, being an explosive athlete, when you're doing something that's like strong and you have such a small window to be correct. A lot of it kind of trickles down with your jaw placement. And for me, when I was underbiting, the mouthpiece that I had with them prior was cool. And it just, a light bulb goes off in my head in many ways. And I was just like, listen, like I have, no reason to shy away from this. Like, if anything, like, what if this turns out to be something that's going to like really, really help me and be beneficial for me purely as an athlete? Because really there's no time to think. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of noise. The lights are very bright. Everybody understands the stage. So I wanted something that was passively helping me without me having to think about it. So, whipped up a couple mouthpieces, got in the weight room, felt good walking around. And in many ways, the aspect of just like a fidget tool, really helps as well. Because I think that, in baseball specifically, you have these like moments and these bursts of like quick, intentional energy. If I'm like hanging out in the outfield, I might not get a ball for 4 innings, 5 innings, but every single pitch as the balls are crossing the plate, I'm getting ready I'm getting ready to explode. Same thing with batting. If, I'm 0-0 and then the first pitch is a ball, I step out, I relax for 5 seconds and I dive back into what is going to be, an attempted swing. So you have these extreme bursts of energy, and those moments in time before the big bursts of energy take place are where we can kind of build up anxiety. The count gets more intense. Maybe I have to run farther for this baseball, but if I can find a way to pull myself out of, those explosive movements. As athletes, it's really easy for us to dive in and be fast. We could do that all day, but we have trouble pulling ourselves out of that. We'll feel that after a game, because we're so explosive, we're so, open. Now we have to find a way to kind of go the other way and recover and relax our muscles and get our body back in line and stuff like that. So the mouthpiece for me, when I was working with it for a couple of days, was allowing me to pull myself out of those explosive moments, to kind of distract myself so I could dive right back in. And that is truly how I felt, because, when I was playing, I was just calm. That's really all there is to it. I have this thing that I've learned at a really young age, and it came from a coach who I love and respect very much from the University of Florida. His name is Brad Weitzel, and he would always say, the ball has no emotion. The ball doesn't know if it's game 7 of the World Series, it's opening day, if it's first day of spring training. The ball has no idea. So as an athlete, as a competitor, as somebody who's reactive, and not predictive, especially when we're hitting, you have to have the same level of emotion as the ball. So the stage meant nothing to me. You know, the playoffs, the lights, the rivalries, all of that. I threw all out the window because in those very moments, I just felt like I was just calm and playing the game that I've been playing for, you know, 20 plus years. So again, like I said, you want equipment that passively helps you. You don't want to feel something or wish you had something that was like helping you relax. You know, it's like, oh, like, did I have too much coffee? Did I have too much pre-workout? It's like, no, like in this exact moment, I have my mouthpiece in. I trust what it does for me. I trust the science behind it. I'm just going to let this play out and see where we're at. And the results were awesome for me and my team.